Hey everybody, hope you're doing well today. Just thought I'd catch up a little bit. The podcast has been a little bit irregular, but I'm trying to get back into the groove. Not busy with work, but I promise there'll be at least one a week from here on out. And in doing so, the YouTube channel, which I use so you guys can see how handsome I am. Just kidding. But anyway, you can visualize a little bit, and then the podcast is more for the listen to it in your car and all that stuff. Anyway, sitting here with my donut hole mug from Destin, Florida, and that's a whole another story for another day. But Destin is wonderful. Living in St. Louis, or right outside St. Louis, we have South St. Louis in the city, and then we have St. Louis South, which is Destin. So if you're from St. Louis and you want to go hide out somewhere, do something on the side, just kidding once again. But anyway, if you want to hide out, don't go to Destin, because you're going to know everybody. It's just the way it is. And also I have my little honey badger coaster set. Nothing can stop the honey badger. I takes what I wants. If you've not seen that on YouTube, it's hilarious. And my daughter Stephanie actually made me a set of these. Each one has a little funny saying, and there's 4 of them. Anyway, so again, I hope you're doing well. I hope life's treating you well. And I just got to thinking the other day, you ever stop and think how easy it is to make someone's day? It doesn't take much. I've got a couple short stories which I may delve into a little bit here, but more so in the podcast. And of course, while we're making their day, we don't realize that there's added benefits to this. Every day we encounter folks, co-workers, girl at the drive-through, or guy at the drive-through. We encounter all these people, cashiers, in my case, bartenders, being a musician. But again, that's another story. But we talk to these folks, and especially service industry people. It's a tough job these days, and a kind word or a sincere "how you doing," and when you mean it, that can really lift someone's day and make them feel pretty good. And again, there's always going to be rude folks or folks who just aren't in the mood, but you can still make the effort, and it's fun to win those people over, because when you make them smile. Lady at the deli counter at Schnucks last week, and she had a mask on and all that stuff. I guess they still make them wear masks at Schnucks, but anyway, I got her laughing. She actually had to pull her mask up to laugh. So anyway, that's good stuff. But I've got a couple stories I'm going to delve into in the podcast. Rich lady, old lady story about being happy. And the rich lady asked the old lady, and I'm giving you the Reader's Digest version, said, "How are you happy?" And the lady told the story of her happiness and not having a lot of money, but being rich inside. So as we know, mosquitoes, St. Louis weather. Anyway, we wake up each day and we try our best to do our best, and that's not always easy. Stuff hits you right away, and then boom, you're in a crappy mood, or things happen. But you can turn that around. You can turn it around, and little bad, cranky stuff can affect your physical well-being, blood pressure and all that stuff. So if you can possibly do that, avoid it, and you do that by being kind to others. Because when you do that, it comes back to you, and then you feel good. I mean, for example, how can you be in a PO'd mood if you've just made somebody's morning, or maybe their whole day, or maybe their family life is lousy, and they're looking for validation even from a stranger. It's pretty cool when you think about it. It really is. My neighbor, who I won't say his real name, but it's Bob, he came over and he was asking me how I was doing, and I said, "I'm fine. How are you?" Just visited a little bit. We don't talk a whole lot, but it's one of those things, very innocuous. And as he turned to leave, I said, "Hey Bob, thanks for being my friend. I really appreciate it." And he knew I meant it, and he stopped in his tracks, and he turned around and he said, "Thank you." "Well, thank you, Steve." And it was like, yeah, simple stuff like that. You never know what's going on in people's lives, and it's just so easy to lift someone else up, and in turn you lift yourself up, and I guess that's really the moral of this little video. One more thing I'd like to touch on is John Prine, who's great American songwriter. We lost him a couple years ago. But he had a way of writing things and just going right to your soul. That music of his, if you're familiar at all, it's beautiful. It's like he's talking to you directly. And when he passed, my kids, well, Trevor and Stephanie, two of them, they knew how much John meant to me and our family. We have all seen him. Alyssa, Brendan, Trevor, Stephanie, Beverly. So they came over and we sat in the driveway and drank beers and listened to John Prine songs in lawn chairs until the wee hours. If neighbors didn't think I'm nuts, I pretty much cinched it. So anyway, John Prine wrote this one particular song that's called Hello in There. And it is a touching story about an old man and an old woman living in their little apartment, and they didn't have much. And again, I'll get into this deeper in the podcast, but as he talks about it and sings about it actually, he says, so if you're wandering down the street someday and spot some hollow, vacant eyes, don't just pass them by as if they weren't there. Say hello in there. And you just never know, especially older folks. Something like that could make their day. You know, and for the crowd out there that doesn't like when you hold the door open, then go somewhere else or whatever. Go to a place that doesn't need doors, because there's always going to be folks like us, like you and I, who hold the doors open, who say thank you, who say please, who say what the hell's going on, how you doing? People like that. And as long as I'm around, I want it to be like that. So anyway, that's pretty much the message here. Again, on the podcast, which I'll have out tomorrow, which will be Friday the 31st, according to my little Apple Watch. Anyway, I have an Apple Watch. You know why? Because if I lose my phone, I ping it. Pretty simple. I mean, you know, and if I lose my watch, then I'll ping my phone. If I lose them both, I'm screwed. So anyway, I'll have more on this when the podcast comes up, and you can catch it on Apple, Google, Spotify, all that stuff. And I would appreciate it if you would like, review, share. If you like what you hear, I would love your input for the SMFR, the podcast. I got merch too. You want merch? Email me. I'll send you something. I got women's and men's. Women's like her tank tops, and the men's are this color and like this. But women can wear these too. Anywho, I would appreciate if you'd like, share, subscribe, please, to this channel. And I'm going to at least be doing something once a week. And hopefully it's something you're interested in. And again, I would like to have your input. I would like to know what you want to hear. If you want to be on with me, we'll do a remote. I would love to do that, because all I'm about is hoping we can all learn from each other, which is really cool. Again, SMFR, the podcast, on YouTube, here, YouTube channel. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. My email is smfrthepodcast@gmail.com. And I have a website, but it's pretty crappy. I haven't really worked on it much. But at least we have this. So please stay in touch. And again, hope you have a great day. And old Glory here says, Steve, it's time to go back to work. God bless you all, and all the best. I love you all. See you soon.